Calgary Stampede went into toward paddock and up towards it.
Well, hello boys and girls, it's Suffolk Andy here, in the middle of nowhere as usual, as you can see. Nice tractor coming down here, so I think I'll make a move before he gets here. Out on the Harley, first time really had a sort of proper run on it because been too bloody busy to get out on it. Mrs. P's had me up my eyeballs in D-I bloody Y. Anyway. Now going to make my way to a place called Hadley. I've got about an hour. I've already spent most of that chatting at Orwell's with some other bikers. So I'm going to make this fairly quick because I've got a host of things to do for Mrs. B. Right, I've got to start by saying, giving a bit of an apology really to some of the boys and girls who have asked me for stickers. I haven't sent them, and there's a reason. I won't go into the story, it's quite long, but Mrs. P asked me to rip a kitchen out about 3 months ago, which I've done, and we've been in chaos ever since, but she put everything in boxes, and I can't find the friggin' things. So, trust me when I tell you this. When I do find them, I will get back to you and I will send them like I did the first loads I used to send. But at the moment, I can't find them. They're in a box and we've got boxes every bloody where. So if I haven't sent you one, it is an apology. It's not entirely my fault, but I will get round to you. And if you would like to send me another request to make sure that I do it, hopefully in the next couple of 3 weeks, when this kitchen is finished, I'll be able to send them to you. Right, let's make our way to Hadley. This is quite a twisty little road, this one. Cut the corner, mate. Yeah, there was something I wanted to talk about actually, something that caught my eye in the local paper and on Bugsplat. It was this video, this fatal crash of a young lad who was riding his Yamaha Sport Tourer, and a car pulled across in front of him and instantly killed him, but he had a camera on at the time. Now, the big issue here was he was speeding. They estimated his speed was 97 mile an hour, I think, and a 60 mile an hour, but it was a straight piece of road, and the car just pulled right out across the road to turn right in front of him, and he went straight in. Well, his mother has released the footage of the crash. Now, there was a reason for that. The reason was, when it all came out what happened, he was blamed for speeding. It was his own fault, all the papers jumped on it, even though the driver was actually fined. Well, he was banned from driving for 18 months and got so many communal hours work. But all the papers all said, oh, nutty driver, sort of nutty cyclist gets himself killed, speed and blah blah blah. But it was pretty obvious that even if he hadn't have been speeding and he'd have been, say, doing the 60, the car would have still pulled out in front of him because he just wasn't looking, and killed him. So his mother felt a little bit aggrieved that the story hadn't come out properly, and she's released this video. You can see it on YouTube, Bugsplat, and all over the place. Now, I haven't watched it because, one, I don't watch crash videos. do not like crash videos. And if anybody puts a crash video up, as long as I know they're not killed or not really badly hurt, I'll watch it. But if anybody's killed in a video on a motorcycle, I don't watch it. I just can't. It just makes me feel sick. Now, I want to know what you think, boys and girls, about this lady letting out this story, just as a warning to cars, basically, to keep an eye open for our spikes, even if we're going too fast. You know, just keep an eye open for us, because this is what can happen. She lost her son, and I'd like to know what you think. Did you think she done the right thing to release the video of her son's death? Because I know I spoke to Aaron and he's watched it, my boy, and he says the last thing he says is fuck, and it's over, and he goes flying, and the camera stayed on his helmet. And so I don't know if you watched it, but I don't know what you think. Do you think she done the right thing to release this video, or do you think she should have just kept it off the internet? Do you watch videos of crashes? I know there's a site on there called Drivers and Gods, which is like fatal crashes of the racing car drivers. Now, I've watched that when I first sort of got into the internet. Fucking hell, mate. There's a fucking space there. See what I mean? Yeah, and I watched some of those and I just couldn't. It just make you feel sick. And one of the worst things I can remember was Simoncelli when he was killed. God, I've never been so upset in all my bloody life. It just cut me to the bone, you know. And I don't know what you think. I don't know if I'm being too morbid here or whatever. Anyway, this is Hadley, the little town of Hadley. Right. Quick little story about this cemetery. A lady came to me and said that she had a little girl haunting her house out here, and asked me to go and have a look. Well, anyway, went and had a look, and thought this little girl was there, and she said she was no trouble to her or anything like that, but she was sort of, she just wanted to know more about her. Anyway, I said, I just feel that she's in the vicinity of where your house is, which is not far from here, just up the road here. And I said, she's in a graveyard. And she said, well, there's one down the road, which was this one, Hadley Town Council, Friars Road Cemetery. And I came down here with 3 other mediums, and I always remember it was a very, very cold New Year's Day of all things. What a thing to do on New Year's Day, walk around the cold cemetery. And we found a little grave of a little girl in here after about, I don't know, half an hour of walking around. We all took a section. And I don't think it was me found it, but one of the other ones did. And we all decided that was the little girl. And it turned out to be that she used to live in the house. So it's just up there. I'm not going to go in there because this thing is so noisy and I can't be asked to walk. But in there. So that's a little story about this cemetery. Right, let's get going. Right, let's go up this hill. Let's give it a bit of beans. Well, that's enough of me today, I think. Rambling away. Something handy.